station for a voice check.
Station, this is ESA. How do you hear me?
And we have you loud and clear. How was?
Wonderful. Very happy to hear you both and to see you both, Samantha and Matthias. Samantha just freshly arrived. Matthias, of course, knowing all the ins and outs and all the corners of the space station already, but also Samantha knows them or remembers them from the previous one. So really happy to see you. Look both in great shape. And just to say that this is a big moment for all of us. For ESA, of course, having 2 astronauts in orbit is not happening so many times. As you know, that we didn't have many occasions with 2 astronauts on board the ISS. The last time we had this was in May 2011 with Nespoli and Vittori being there together. It didn't work out for Matthias and Thomas Pesquet because of the slight delay of the launch of Matthias. But this is it's quite a unique opportunity. So very happy also to have both of you, one lady, one man, from Germany, from Italy. I think this is also a bit symbolic, 2 very important member states of ESA. And I'm very glad and honored to be joined here by Walther Pelzer from DLR and by Giorgio Saccoccia of ASI. And let me just ask my colleagues, and starting with Walther, hand over to him what the messages are. And Walther, over to you.
Yeah, thank you very much, Joseph. I just can only stress what you just said. It's just great to see you, Samantha and Matthias, on the station, 2 ESA astronauts with an Italian and with a German passport. It's just wonderful. It's kind of a combined birthday present, huh? EVA on your birthday, Matthias, and yeah, and you, Samantha, on the 26th of April. Just a few days after your birthday, arrived over here. Perfect, really perfect. Astronauts are the best ambassadors for space. Space is important for Germany, so it's so important to have you over there talking to us, getting back from your feelings, learning from your feelings, from your point of view, which is so much more important than us sitting here on Earth. You can see that everything what is going on over here on Earth, what's not on the right place, what we have to check, what we have to do. So from this point of view, I'm just curious to learn and to hear more from you and what you think about your mission. Thank you. And over to you, Giorgio.
Thank you very much, Walther. Thanks, Josef. I can only express and stress even more how happy I am to see both of you up there. I mean, two European astronauts of Italian and German flag. I mean, it's simply fantastic. And of course, I'm very happy also from the Italian side to see another Italian astronaut. Only say shortly after we had Luca Parmitano on board for his last mission. So it's really, I mean, for Italy, the station is becoming sort of a second house. What I wanted to comment, I think, is that what you represent in this moment is just the most symbolic expression of what happens every day in European space activities. Different countries working together. You are up there, but we work together with the LR, with the other member states, and of course in the big family of ESA. I think it's a fantastic moment for space, and seeing both of you up there is the best way to represent the big effort to put, in particular, in exploration activities, but of course more in general in space, in the space activities. So I'm really curious to hear from you, and please, voice to you.
See, I'm a newbie. I just arrived on space station. I forgot to turn on the mic. So good afternoon and schönen guten Nachmittag, buon pomeriggio. It's a pleasure to hear from all of you, and for me, it's really great to be back here on space station. As you mentioned, President Saccoccia, it's indeed a second home, and I feel very much at home here. Welcomed warmly by the fantastic crew that was on board already, Crew 3, and our Russian colleagues of the Soyuz crew, and of course, notably, my ESA colleague, Matthias. So very, very special to be here on board with an ESA colleague.
Yes, and the same for me. It's like, obviously, I'm very, very happy to see Samantha up here in space, taking over the European leadership and the microphone. And I'm so convinced that she will continue all the outstanding work that was prepared on the ground from the scientists and up here. And yes, so Thomas started this 1.5-year European mission. I took the middle part of it. Samantha will then keep on going. And so we have a very long European presence in space now, and I think that's very outstanding.
Oh, it's really, really great to see you both actually side by side and having the flags next to you. Actually, you have inverted the flags, so really symbolic that one works for the other and the other way around. So I think this is a good sign of also the partnership. But just to maybe to say a word on my side about the importance I really attach to human exploration. And you know it from my Agenda 25 and many statements which I make. This for me is so fascinating, but also so important, because the work you are doing is really work that we need down here on Earth. The experiments that you are conducting, also the message you bring back to us people down on Earth, they are fundamental for us down on Earth here to, first of all, get improvements on material sciences, in medicine, in many other domains. You are doing a lot of experiments on your own bodies and on yourself, which helps us a lot to learn about the future of spaceflight, and also for our activities as a space agency, and composed, of course, of 22 nations, where we have huge programs. So it's really, I'm really happy to see that. And for me, this is a very important moment where we have both of you also to underline this message and the importance of human exploration. Let me ask you, Samantha and Matthias, what is your plan for the next couple of days? What is on your agendas, and what expects you in the next couple of days?
So since we've arrived, we've spent a lot of time working together with Crew 3 for the so-called handover. We are, of course, all very well trained when we arrive to space station, but it's a very complex environment. There is so much going on, and I can really tell after 7 years, the sheer amount and variety of activities on board has increased enormously. And so it's really important to have the experienced crew pass along their experience, the tips and tricks that they have learned, and they have been just incredibly generous with their time and incredibly patient with us. And so we expect to take advantage of that in the next few days. And we're going to transition towards like normal work days in which we do our maintenance activities, our science. Today, the European Laboratory Columbus is completely taken over by an experiment, Grip and Grasp, and so our colleagues are busy doing that. And so we are transitioning to normal days where we get on to with this important work, and our experienced Crew 3 colleagues, including Matthias, watch over us and help us along.
Yeah, and this covers also like what I am doing in the next few days. So passing on the little knowledge that I have gained during the last months. But I mean, Samantha, I saw her floating in here, and it's almost like she never left the space station. She's an absolutely professional. And so it's just like the small tips that I can pass along. But Samantha is on an excellent level of preparation. So she will have no issues in the next month to run all the experiments. So for me, it's then more now also the focus on packing up. We need to be prepared to return to our beautiful planet Earth within the next few days, and is a little bit weather dependent. So it might be that we are leaving, tomorrow or day after tomorrow, but it also might mean that we stay for one more week up here. So that's all a little bit open. As it was open for your launch, it is now open for my landing. And it's important that we pass on in these last few days, like all the specifics that we have figured out in the last 6 months. Yeah, so that's our plan for the next days, no?
Well, if I may, I have a question for Samantha. I'm really curious to hear a bit more about I mean, you're a veteran astronaut now. So how was your adaptation this time to the space station with respect to the previous mission? And in particular, thanks to your experience, if you would have something to recommend to a rookie astronaut to shorten the period of adaptation to the station and to microgravity.
Yeah, it's an interesting point, and it's very individual. Some people adapt quickly, and some people need a little bit more time, and it's also a little bit unpredictable. So I think the best thing is, when you first get here, to take it slowly and listen to your body, and make sure you're not too bold with your floating in the first few days. I have to say, especially the second time, I adapted very quickly. I felt very much at home from really almost the moment I got here, and so I'm very grateful for that. I also had the opportunity this time of flying on a new vehicle. So as you know, on my first flight I flew Soyuz. This time I flew Dragon, just like Matthias, and I think it was just amazing to have this opportunity of flying this time on a different spacecraft and get to know a different, not only the spacecraft, but different way of doing operations. And so I wish to Matthias, as he heads home for his second flight, I wish that he also has the opportunity of flying on a different spacecraft. And who knows, you mentioned DG, how important human space flight is and should become more and more in Europe. So maybe for Matthias' second flight, he will get a chance to fly on a European vehicle. Who knows?
Yeah, then I would like to step in, and first of all, I can picture to feel at home at ISS as well, because if I look at your background, it looks a little bit like my living room, but you have better reason why it looks like a little bit crowded over there. I have a question for you, Matthias. Your mission is coming to an end, and so having all are finished with all these things. I hope more or less everything you plan to do. So how happy are you with your mission, with your experiments you performed? And the second thing, if you would have a free wish for ISS, what would be your free wish for the ISS?
Yes, so I'm very happy that all the experiments that were prepared, mostly by DLR from German scientists, but also a large share was European scientists, that it all went flawlessly. And I hope we produce some very good results that will keep the scientists very busy for the next few months and even years, so that we learn a lot about the special conditions that we are using here in space, the zero gravity conditions. That links already a little bit to the second question. It depends a little bit how big the wish could be that you are allowing me to ask for. So the ISS has always been a wonderful place for international cooperation, a peaceful cooperation where nations come together, and we as humanity, we strive to do something for the good, for the benefit of all mankind. So in that symbol, I would like to have it again stronger reflected on the ground, and that the leadership on the ground, the decision makers, come back and return our beautiful Europe, our beautiful planet Earth, into a peaceful place where people cooperate for the benefit of all mankind. That's a very big wish, I know. If it's only a smaller wish, then I would like to step back a bit, and I would hope that more students, more young people get inspired by space and dare to propose experiments to fly up here, because we have a lot of nice facilities up here that are useful for students, for PhD students, for young researchers. They just need to dare to bring science and experiments up here to space. And yeah, I wish I would see more European participation up here in space. Okay, I asked for 2 wishes now.
And Matthias, and what you have, you had a big wish and a small wish. I have an even smaller wish, which is, and I think both Walther and Giorgio know this wish very well, is that your astronaut manifest, which you prepared together with several other colleagues, and which was presented at the Space Summit in February this year to all the EU and ESA member state ministers and also Mr. Macron, that this manifest becomes a reality, and that we reinforce human exploration in Europe and really be a strong partner to NASA and others on human exploration. And this is something, as you know, I'm very keen on developing. You are the best symbols of realizing that and putting this into action. I'm very happy about what you're doing and how successfully you're doing it. This is the best justification of the use of your time in the space station and the benefits that come down to Earth. But certainly human exploration is very high on the agenda, and your activities, your mission, Matthias, Cosmic Kiss, your upcoming mission, Minerva, Samantha, are a testament to the importance of it. And my little wish would be that this astronaut manifest, which I think is brilliant, the way it was written and the way it was presented, becomes a reality, and we're working towards this goal with a view of having a space summit in November next year in Germany, I suppose, as is the current plan. So really, thank you also to both of you for the time you spent with us. I know you have a very busy schedule and you have lots of things to do, both of you, and really thank you for your successful mission, Matthias. Cosmic Kiss was fantastic. I've heard so many positive feedback from all sides, from the public, from NASA, from my own colleagues. You have done an incredible job. And to you, Samantha, I just wish you all the best of luck. I was very happy to see you in Kennedy Space Center. Best of luck. I know you have a full program on Minerva, and this is really looking forward to the results of your missions, and of course to Matthias, seeing him back down on Earth. Let me hand over to Walther, please, for some concluding words.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, I don't think that I'm going to conclude because Giorgio and you are not coming up, so it's up to you, I think. But I would like to get back here to the answer from Matthias and his wishes, actually. And I only can tell you I share your wishes absolutely. And so I hope, even it was more than one wish, I hope that they will come true. And if we are in somewhat we can support actually putting this into practice, what you wish for, we hope that we will be able to do so. So from this point of view, we are absolutely in line. Yeah, microgravity is and experiments in microgravity is very important in Germany. It's big heritage we have over there. This is the reason why we are so committed to the ISS, why we have a long tradition in project to the ISS, and we hope that we will see a lot of very successful experiments and cooperation within ESA and with our international partners in all ways, that we will see successful cooperation for a very long time. You are coming back now, Matthias. We wish you a safe trip home. Both to us at DLR, we are more than happy to welcome you at NB and hope that everything works fine. And for you, Samantha, finger crossed that your second mission on ISS Minerva will be a very successful one. And yeah, we're looking forward to hear from you, from another ESA astronaut as well. A lot of stories, and that you thrill us with your experience from the ISS. So for both of you, best of luck for your trip home and for your mission. Thank you very much for your time.
Okay, I hope there is still enough time for the final words. We talk about wishes. You realize that wishes of astronauts have been most probably the wishes of most of young kids. I mean, it's so important what you represent. and the inspiration will give to young generation. So now, Samantha, it's your turn to conduct important experiments for ASI, for the international scientific community. You know how important it is for Italy, ASI, space exploration, to low Earth orbit, in the future to the moon and beyond. So it's really an important moment for space exploration for our country, and you represent, Samantha, really our wishes from this point of view. Safe travel back to Matthias. Thanks a lot for what you have done so far. Safe travel back to your first home. And Samantha, we cross the finger for an extremely successful mission, and we are really thankful to all the work you are doing for all us in Europe, for ESA and for all the European countries. Thanks a lot.
And also from my side, thank you, Samantha. Thank you, Matthias, on behalf of ESA and of course our member states. Good luck to both of you. Thank you also to NASA Mission Control in Houston for the event, and goodbye from planet Earth.
Also, thank you from space. Thanks to everyone who contributed to this magnificent mission, Cosmic Kiss. It's the German Space Agency, it's ESA, but a lot of scientists all across Europe, and obviously also our friends and partners in the international community, being it our American friends or the Japanese friends, the Canadian partners and the Russian partners. So thank you around the world for this incredible support. And with this, I hand over the European voice, the microphone, over to Samantha. She's the future.
Thank you very much. It's been a great event, and goodbye, tschüss, and arrivederci.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event. Thank you.